This is Preeti and you're watching Med Solution. I am from Asan Institute of Medical Science. In this video, I'll be teaching you about the postulates of Kouch and his contributions. He is the father of modern microbiology. As you know that the father of microbiology is Louis Pasteur. Robert Kouch is the father of modern microbiology, and he introduced the solid medium for the culture of bacteria, introduced the solid medium, and his wife Elisinus Hesse suggested that using of agar as a solidifying agent, and he isolated the bacteria known as the pure culture media. Two media are two media terms will get in Robert Kouch, that is he introduced solid media and he used also pure culture media, and he described hanging drop for testing the motility of the bacteria, and he discovered three bacteria, namely anthrax, cholera bacilli, anthrax bacilli and tubercular bacilli. This cholera for vaccine for cholera and anthrax was discovered by Louis Pasteur, whereas the bacteria itself was discovered by this Robert Kouch, that is anthrax bacilli, tubercle bacilli and cholera bacilli. He introduced staining technique, that is using aniline dye he used to stain. And Kouch postulates. What are Kouch postulates means any microorganisms which are in our body or anything. If we have to call that as a causative agent, any microorganism we have to call it as a causative agent. It has to follow the four criteria. What are those? It should be constantly associated with a lesion of disease. Anywhere there is a lesion of disease, it should be responsible. These microorganisms should be responsible for this lesion of disease, and it should be possible to isolate, that is known as a pure culture media. We have to isolate that is from consider this as a human, he has lesion over here, this bacteria is associated for that lesion. We have to isolate this thing, taking bacteria in a separate medium. This is known as the second postulate. It should be possible of isolating in pure culture media. Then again the same disease should be isolated in an experimental animal. Again we are introducing that into an experimental animal. Again same disease it is responsible for the same disease. Again we have to re-isolation should be possible. These are the four postulates of Kouch, that is this should be these microorganisms should always be associated with the lesion of disease, and it should be isolated in a pure culture media. And then again the same disease should be caused by that microorganism when it is inoculated in the experimental animal, and we have to re-isolate that microorganism. The re-isolation should be possible. These are the four postulates of Kouch. And the fifth, which 4 plus 1, that is a 4 postulates which was there, and one more is added. Now 5 postulates are there. That means you consider this as a microorganism. This is a small microorganism, and this is a human. It causes infection in this people means in this person means. The fifth criteria, what it says means in this patient serum we have to find antibodies against these microorganisms. That means antibodies of causative organisms should be present in a patient's serum. This is the fifth Kouch postulates. And exceptions for these 4 criteria are still what are the exceptions means this Mycobacteria lepra and Treponema palladium, Neisseria gonorrhea, all these are like microorganisms which causes diseases only. Still they do not follow these Kouch postulates, because this Mycobacteria leprae and Treponema palladium cannot be grown in vitro, as we have to isolate in a pure culture media. No, that is not possible, even though in experimental animal it shows the disease. Whereas Neisseria gonorrhea, there is no experimental animal found to study this, but it can be grown in vitro. This is all about the Robert